Boy, I wish I could take that home. Today's episode of Glen's Retro Show is brought to you by DNA Dimension Designs, best custom retro gaming decals in the game, period.
Glen's Retro Show is also brought to you by Arcade Graphics. Looking to spruce up your arcade one-up home arcade machine with a fantastic look? Be sure to look at arcadegraphics.com today.
Everybody, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. On March 14th, ThinkGeek had what they call their Pi Sale 3/14, and in doing so they gave 33.14% off on anything on their store. So I took that opportunity to get something I'd wanted for a while to add to the collection and see how it turned out. It's something small but also kind of big. It's a Numskull Pac-Man. I mean, this guy is 1/4 scale. I mean, it's big, but it's small. Let's do an unboxing and take a look at this little guy. Okay, here is the first item from Numskull, their first product they've released. It's a collector's edition 1/4 scale Pac-Man. This is the box. They are going to be working on some other ones, but this is the only one so far they've released. And the box itself is very nice. It's a big box. Again, this is a 1/4 scale replica of the arcade cabinet, and the box is very well designed. I mean, if you saw this on the shelf, it would definitely catch your eye. Now, this was originally, I believe, $179 on ThinkGeek, and that's pretty much what it's been released at for. But with the Pi Sale and the discount, I got this for $133 delivered. That included shipping and any applicable taxes that I had to pay. But the box, once again, looks very, very nice. It's a heavy box. It's not feeling like it's very light or full of air. So let's see what we got in the back here. Basically what they're saying here, it's a collector quality 1/4 scale replica of the original 1980 Pac-Man machine. High quality arcade stick and push buttons for durability and precision. 100% accurate emulation running on the original arcade ROM. 5-inch TFT screen in a 4.3 aspect ratio, full color. Replica wood shell and shape. It has air vents on the back with a wire mesh. High quality embedded decal showcasing the iconic artwork. Exact replica color scheme and detail. 3-watt built-in speaker with a volume control. On-off rocker switch. Built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery for portable play. I mean, I guess it's portable, but it's not that portable. We'd probably want to take it around a lot. It has LED backlit up marquee, which is kind of nice. Micro USB for charging and convenient use. And it even comes with a micro USB cable. And this one has a collector's edition Pac-Man coin, which is kind of nice. So that's pretty much it for the box. Again, the box looks really nice. Let's get this thing out of the box and see what we have inside. Okay, so this is going to be a true unboxing. I received this a few days ago. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. So me taking this out for the first time, I'm seeing the same thing you guys are going to see. So let's get this box open here. Let's see here. Okay, got a couple flaps in here. Let's see, the first thing we get here looks like our certificate right here. It's a, let's see if I can get in the camera shot. Okay, certificate of authenticity. Numskull has been issued as this certificate to authenticate this quarter scale arcade collector's edition of Pac-Man. And this is number 2771. Very, very nice. That's really nice. It's actually something you might want to even frame and put it up somewhere. Put that to the side for now. The next thing we see in here, what is this here? Oh, it is our collector coin. That's kind of nice. I'll call mine kind of fell out of the spot there. Let's see if we can open this thing up. But the box itself, even the box for this Pac-Man collector coin is even really, really nice. It looks like the marquee and logo on the machine. It's a little sticky. I don't see any tape on it, but there's some sticky spots on here. Let's see if I can get this thing open here. On the back, it just says collectible coin. And let's see if we get this open. Here we go. Not sure why the box is sticky. Someone had some fun with this machine before.
Say what?
And here we go. Here is the little coin. We have Numskull on one side here, and then we have the Pac-Man maze on the other side. So that's kind of nice. Issued 1980. Very, very nice. Nice little addition. Very, very nice. And the box itself's got a nice felt inside here. So I'm going to put that back in, see if it actually stays this time. Let's get it in there. There we go. Must have been knocked around in shipping. And I'll put it back in our box. Again, it's just a nice touch. Little details like this are actually kind of cool. Just really not sure why it's so sticky. Alright, put that aside for now. And we have also here, it looks like here is a nice long USB charging cable. I mean, looks like a good length on it. So that's kind of nice. And then that's it for the top. So we've got to get this foam out of the way here. It comes out. There we go. Nice piece of foam. And we can see already in our box. Ooh, that looks really, really nice. Okay, let's see if we can pull this thing right out of here. Oh, it is big. It's still attached to his foam. It doesn't want to come out. Let go of the foam. Let go of the box. Almost Smithers. That is beautiful and big. We're going to get this thing out of its foam bottom here. It's in there nice and snug, which is good. You want it to be shipped nice and snug. Ooh, but it's so big, it's hard to get out of the bag. Ugh, there we go, finally. And we've got to get this out of the bag now. Let's turn this upside down. That is very satisfying. Wow, this thing looks really, really nice. And let's put this back down on here. So that is it. You can see all the artwork. The Pac-Man on this side. Now the machine's made out of wood, metal, and plastic. Decal on that side looks really, really nice. The top is nice and black. This is a metal bracket on top with little screws on top, just like the arcade machine had to hold in the marquee. Very, very nice. It's like a little micro USB, or I don't know if it's USB, but it's a micro joystick. It's got a really nice little clicky feel to it. The two buttons here. It looks really, really nice. Same with the artwork here. Now there's a coin door here. My understanding is that one of these will put in credits, or maybe both put in credits. I haven't looked at the instructions at all. But the buttons look really, really nice for the coin eject. And a little imperfection up here on this spot right here. Looks like it was maybe in manufacturing. It's missing some of the orange. It's like a little black push through over there. But other than that one spot so far, I don't really see anything wrong with the machine. The rest of the decals look really, really nice. Beautiful, actually. And then on the back, right over here, there's some information. Now there's a plaque here, engineered by Bandai Namco Entertainment Incorporated, manufactured by Rubber Road Limited, and it's got the model number. And these the vent holes we've had in the real machine. Down here, there's some more vent holes, and here is our volume on-off switch and our USB charging indicator right here. And again, everything else here looks really, really nice. It really does. I take my hat off. The machine does look really, really beautiful. It's big, but you know what? If you can't, if you don't have room for, say, an arcade one-up Pac-Man, and the tiny arcades and the other Pac-Mans are too small, this one might be right up your alley. I mean, it's sizable where it looks like it's very easy to get the control working in here, the joystick, and but not so big it's taking up a ton of room. So the next thing they do is take off this little protective cover on the screen here. So I'm going to peel this off. There we go. Oh, that comes up really nice. There we go. We'll put that aside for now. And what we're going to do now is we'll hook this up with some power. I'm sure it's got to be charged a little bit, and we'll come back. But once again, I'll give it a little spin around of the machine here, just so you can take a look at it in its glory, because it really does look really, really nice. Okay, before I go turning it on, I want to get you some nice close-ups of the machine. So you can see right here on the top, they have these 3 little screws, and this is metal that holds on your marquee, just like the arcade machine had. So their detailing is very, very good. Now that marquee will light up when the machine is turned on. Come down a little bit more here. You can see the screen and the bezel around the screen looks just like the arcade machine had. That's a 5-inch TFT. And they do have, you know, all the instructions listed here, just like the machine had. So the detail work they've done is very, very nice. Now the control panel is another nice touch. This is metal right here, this little bar that comes down. It could be metal. I'm not sure if it's metal or plastic, but I'm feeling it's a metal or aluminum, this part right here. There's a nice texture, just like the arcade machine had with the control panel. I'm not sure how well that translates on the camera, but it's got a nice feel to it, nice artwork on it. 2 very small buttons here. The joystick, very, very nice. You can hear that. Very short throw, very, very nice. I'm going to come down a little bit further here. We can see the coins slots right here. I don't believe they're functional in any way, shape, or form. But I do believe these buttons are what's going to be putting in your credits. We'll come down a little bit further here. You can see how the artwork is right here. Machine is very, very nice. And I was saying, as far as the machine goes, the only thing I noticed was right in this spot right here. You can see it's kind of like the paint was not put on too well in that one spot. But can I complain? No. That's actually really, really nitpicking. But the rest of it just looks gorgeous. So here's the side artwork over here, coming all the way down. So Numskull did a very nice job as far as recreating the machine itself in a 1/4 scale. Now let's take a look at the back here. So here again, they're talking about the vent holes right here, and there is the plaque. And you can see one of these screw holes right here to hold in the back panel. And if you come down, you can see the other vent holes right here, and the other screw hole, and then our volume, power, charging, and on-off switch. And again, the machine is beautiful. It was packed very, very well. A lot of nice things in the box. And right now, this time I'm going to believe has the original factory firmware. Oh, I'm looking at the bottom here. I'm not sure if you can see that. But there is the speaker, at least the grill that the machine had for the speaker. If you could see that in camera. So, nice touch. I didn't even notice that until I was down here on the floor looking up. So, my understanding is this has the original firmware from Numskull. And some people were complaining about some issues with that. Numskull has released a new firmware for the North American market, because it seemed to only happen in the NTSC area. I don't think it had anything to do with the screen, but maybe the way the charging circuit was working. But people were complaining about some weird shutdown issues and just other strange issues. But they have released a firmware upgrade, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do that in this video or my next video, how to update the firmware. But for right now, let's get this thing charging so we can do a little gameplay and see how well the joystick works, how it sounds, and how it plays. Now, once again, this is running the original Pac-Man arcade ROM. I'm not sure if they're using MAME. My guess is it's running a MAME or a similar emulator on a small x86 or a some type of RISC processor, like maybe an Android device. But it is running the original arcade ROM, so the gameplay, how the ghosts, again, not really ghosts of monsters, but if you call it ghosts of monsters, everything should work as it did in the original arcade machine. So let's get this thing charged and try it out. Okay, here's a size comparison of the arcade 1-up Pac-Man versus the Numskull Pac-Man at 1/4 scale. Okay, let's do a comparison of some other things you may have. So next to the Numskull 1/4 scale Pac-Man, we have the 1/6 scale Tempest made by New Wave Toys. Let's also take a look at a comparison with the Basic Fun Pac-Man. Now let's take a look at, it's an older, more obscure device. It's from MGA, but it's a little LCD Pac-Man game. Now let's take a look at the Tiny Arcade. Now this one, even though it is a Tiny Arcade, it's not the Tiny Arcade's Pac-Man. This is my Glenny Pie running actual MAME with the real arcade ROM inside. But you get the size comparison with the Tiny Arcade. And no comparison would not be complete without the original Coleco Pac-Man. Okay, so I have connected my Android phone's power supply to the back of the unit, and it is charging. It's got a little indicator light flashing saying it's taking a charge, but I assume it can charge and play at the same time. So I'm going to switch on back here. It's just a rocker switch. Just bring it over for 1 second, it'll switch back, and the marquee went on. You see the Numskull logo come on the screen, and it will go through the original boot sequence that the arcade machine did. And that's it. So I'm going to get a little closer shot here, and let's do a little gameplay. Okay, so here's the machine. I'm not sure if the volume's up all the way. Let's see if I see here. I'm going to assume that was up to the highest. So I'm going to put it back around a little bit below that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, one of these will start putting coins in. There we go. Actually, both will. So you can see we can put in some coins. Then 1 or 2 player. I'm going to press 1 player. You start off with 5 Pac-Man. I can definitely say that the controls are spot on. The sound's a little bit off. Now, I understand there is a firmware update for this, so I'm sure that's something that, I think that's something that gets addressed. But the alarm sound there is definitely off. But not by much. But the Pac-Man eating the pellet sound is off a little bit as well. But the joystick really feels great. And the screen looks really, really good. So I'm going to get a closer shot so you guys can see the game screen itself. I'm not sure how well it'll translate on my camera. But we'll give it a shot. So it definitely plays very, very well. The only thing I can see is an issue right now is the arcade machine would start you off with 3, not 5 Pac-Man. But again, some people won't mind that because Pac-Man can be pretty difficult at some points. But the sound being off is not really a distraction, just something I've noticed. Can I get him? Can I get him? No! Can I get him? Can I get him? Yes! Ah! Oh! I get a life and I lose a life. Just want to try and get to a cutscene here, which I'm very close to. So what's my final thoughts of the Numskull 1/4 scale Pac-Man? Very positive. I mean, it's a really nice looking machine. The screen is gorgeous. The attention to detail on this is amazing. It's a wood cabinet, metal cabinet, plastic. They spent a lot of time making sure every little detail was captured in this machine. So if you're a Pac-Man holic or an arcade collector or just enjoy these types of games, I don't think you can go wrong picking this up. It's a beautiful machine. I got it on sale for $133, but even at $179 for what you're getting is really not a bad price. There's a couple of negatives. Most of it right now I would say is the sounds are off, but I do know there is a firmware update, so I'm going to try and do a firmware update on this and see if it improves the sound on here. Now originally the firmware update only worked on Windows 10. I understand also they've made some changes to allow that to work on other versions of Windows. I am actually running Windows 10 at the moment, so I should be able to test that. But I also have a Windows 7 machine, so maybe I could do a double update. I don't think it should cause a problem. But overall, it's a beautiful machine. I take my hat off to Numskull for making such a beautiful looking machine and the price that they did. I look forward to other things that they're making. And if you did like this video, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Also on Facebook, please join us on the Numskull fan page. A buddy of mine runs that. I'm one of the admins there as well. We talk about the Numskull Pac-Man, things that people are doing with them, and other things that Numskull will be coming out with in the future. Also, there's representatives from Numskull there as well you can talk with. So please join us if you're on Facebook at the Numskull fan page. And once again, thanks everyone for watching. And remember, game on! Okay, quick Google search for Numskull Pac-Man firmware will take you to this link right here. And basically, we're going to look down here for a firmware update for the Pac-Man. See, they talk about it right here. They talk about thank you for purchasing their Pac-Man and being their first one. Sometimes issues could arise, and they've addressed them here. So here's some of the fixes that this firmware will take care of on your Numskull Pac-Man. There was reported freezing issues. It's been fixed. I think most of those issues have been with North American machines with a low battery. The machine would lock up, but it looks like they've addressed and fixed that. Reported issue of credits automatically inserting without input fixed. Sound improved. I hope so. I really hope they fix some sound. Game speed now accurate to the original. Missing the line of pixels to the right of the screen fixed. Optional 3 lives version, and that's actually a version I prefer. I mean, it's nice having 5 lives, but the arcades here in North America at least normally with 3 lives, so that's basically what I want to play with. Now here's some equipment that says you're going to need. Scroll down a little bit here. You're going to need a USB to micro USB cable with data transfer capabilities. Unfortunately, the one included with the machine is really just for powering. It's not going to transfer data. They said in the future they will include a transfer cable that also powers. A Windows PC running 10, 8, 7, or Vista. Hopefully no one's running Vista. I really hope so. And 8, they both stink. 10 is, I guess, okay. I still prefer 7 myself. It is not Macintosh compatible. To install the new firmware, all you need to do is the following. I'm going to update, download some updates. Okay, so basically all we need to do is download some of the files here. Hold down the right coin insert button on your Pac-Man with the machine turned off. Insert the USB cable and it should just go. So I'm going to download both here. I like having both. I'm going to pull both down. There's the 3 live version, and I'll pull down the 5 live version. And I'm going to go into this one right here. Let's say show in folder. Okay, so once you download your files, you have 2 zip folders right here. This with a 3 is 3 lives. This with a 5 is 5 lives. I want the 3 lives, so I'm going to extract them to a folder here. Then we're simply going to go into that folder, go to the upgrader,
and look for this file right here, Pacman Upgrader. You can double click on it right now and run it. Okay, so once you have your Numskull Pacman turned off, you want to connect your USB cable to the USB port on the back, and you're going to hold down the right coin insert button. You're going to hold that down and simply insert the USB cable. When you do that, the upgrade should start all by itself. Let's try it out. Entering programming mode, you can see it's copying it straight across. Updating firmware 99%, but it's not 100%. We've got to wait a little bit more. That's it. So when that's all done, you can now unplug your USB cable, and we're going to turn on our machine and give it a try. Now they're saying you can go basically between the three-player Pac-Man, 5-player Pac-Man as much as you want. But honestly, I think updating firmware is always never perfect, and I would try and do it as minimal as possible. But they said it's fine. Okay, so let's power this guy on. So go to the back of the unit, hit our little power switch. Okay, one of the things that really was just getting to me was the sound was a little bit off. So let's see if this has improved the audio quality. I'm going to put a coin in. Start her up. Yes, excellent. So the sound is so much better. That's a sound I remember. Oh! So the sound effects are definitely much more improved. The speed seems a little bit more accurate as well. The joystick is just a pleasure to use. I mean, it's a nice little micro stick here. And the display is really, really nice. So kudos for them coming up with a firmware update fairly quickly to address a lot of the issues that people were complaining about. For me, it's really just the sound. And it sounds a lot better. Right into them. Okay, I wanted to give a couple final thoughts after I upgraded the firmware on here. I definitely find the gameplay and the audio much better, the way it should have been from the beginning. So I'm glad that Numskull was able to go back and make those changes and fix the firmware. I find it very enjoyable. But something I wanted to note, I said in the initial video I thought this was metal. It actually is plastic. I just wanted to note that. It still feels really, really nice. This is plastic here as well, but the wood design here is really great. The joystick is fantastic,
And you know, if you do see this at a good price and you like Pac-Man, I mean, this is probably the best you're going to get aside from the actual arcade machine. I also wanted to give a huge shout out and thank you to Jerry Buckner for allowing me to use his soundtrack from his album Pac-Man Fever in my intro. Jerry, thank you very much. Always loved this album. Still have my original right here. A lot of great soundtracks. Everyone, do check my links down below to go to Jerry's webpage and purchase some merchandise. Again, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Visit my links down below. And of course, live on, Pac-Man Fever. Live on, Numskull. And game on.
Glen at the Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.